Hello, my name is Orion from TCG FlightSchool. We want to invite you to follow along as myself and my trading partner Jordan learn and apply technical analysis on our journey towards profitability. If you'd like to join in on the discussion and learn technical analysis with us, check out our Facebook group, TCG FlightSchool, for more information and content. We hope you enjoy our daily trade recaps and technical analysis videos. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's get on with the technicals. Hey guys, alright, hey, how's it going? So, yeah, I mentioned yesterday in my video that after, spending a lot of focus in the MJ sector, that I was going to get back into small cap NASDAQ stocks and momentum trades and stuff like that. So today we had a couple of things on our watch list from last night. One of the big ones was GLYC. I caught some wind on Twitter and other social media platforms that this stock was being watched pretty heavily by a lot of traders. It had some positive news, big positive catalyst, and was gapping up here in the pre-market. So threw it up on the charts, but unfortunately for me, kind of anything over $5-6, and I don't really take a position in it because, well, my account's pretty small and I can't really get more than 200 shares with leverage. So I like to try and take about 300 share bites, and I'm always just looking kind of for a 20-cent move. The biggest thing I can say is, don't get carried away with the dollar value of your trade. Don't get carried away with how much the stock is, if you can afford it, obviously. Really focus just on your share size and how much of a move you want to capture. That's the easiest way to figure out your risk versus reward ratio. So, I'm going to take 300 shares. I'm looking for a 20-cent move. That's $60. I'm looking for a 10-cent stop loss. That'll give me my 2-to-1 profit-loss ratio. Obviously, as you start to grow and you start to bring that share size up, you start to get into 1,000 shares. Well, 20 cents. Now you're looking at $200. 10 cents to the downside, $100 loss, right? So obviously, with that 20 cents, you want more upside, but you would be happy with a 20-cent move on relative share size of 300 shares or more. I mean, some people could even be on 200 shares. That would be $40. You're going to lose probably about $10 in commissions, but you would make a little bit of profit on a small account. And on a small account, it's just all about base hits. $30, $40, $50, $60 trades will all add up, especially if you can hit multiples through the week or even through the day. So again, like I said, this stock was already a little bit overpriced for me, but I decided to throw it on watch and follow it anyways. It was a great pick by Jordan last night, and we all really enjoyed watching it play out today. So we saw it sell off a little bit in the pre-market, and then we started this kind of rise and bit of a buying into the open. I've got it on the 3-minute time frame right now, so remember each one of these candles is 3 minutes of price action. So right away we opened up at 783 and we popped up to a high of 865 in the first 3 minutes of trading. So I mean, that is a huge move right there, first 3 minutes, and then we had an immediate sell-off down here, came down, closed up higher than the 9-moving average, and then we kind of trickled down and bounced off on the way down, right? So after that, I thought, okay, this move was kind of over, and it just kept it on watch for the day. And I noticed it on my watch list down kind of in the corner of my screen that, after a bit of time here, around 10 o'clock, it started picking up again. And sure enough, we ended up doing kind of not a red to green move, because it didn't sell off right away, but a setup pattern where we ended up coming up here and breaking the previous high of this 865. The breakout had already started off of this 9-moving average. I would say the breakout really started about, anybody would have been watching in here on these two candles on either the 3 or 5 minute chart. But it's kind of this break of the whole dollar that really signaled this thing to kind of take a launch off. We got a bit overextended off the 9-moving average. We had a nice little healthy pullback and consolidation to it, and then sure enough, we took off again, consolidated, and a bit of a flat top here to the downside, but we came right down over top of this 9 whole dollar resistance stroke support level, which we had broken out previously, and sure enough, we caught a bump again here to the upside, a little bit overextended off the 9-moving average, and we actually came down here and broke through it, and we ended up finding some support off of the 20, where we just grinded and grinded and grinded all the way up to a high of 1145, which is just an insane move. Remember, this thing started at an open of 783, right? This is just a crazy move, crazy $4 move, 100% gain. Finished the day about 110% up, $6 up on this share price, which is just nuts. Congrats to all the guys out there. I think a couple members that we know and a couple friends managed to take down some money on this trade. And, a little bit of FOMO, a little bit of jealousy and envy, of course, but I didn't have the share size of the account to trade it. So, it was nice to find it on the watch list at a low float, small market cap, and really just proved its strength based on its catalyst and offered, entries and exits all the way up. I'm just going to switch over to the 5-minute because the 5-minute primarily is the one that most traders will watch for setups on. So I'm just going to go to the 5-minute. We're just going to look at it a little closer here. So obviously we popped up, this action all happened in a 5-minute candle. We sold off, and then this is where we saw our breakout of the whole dollar. A nice big Marbuzo candle, popped right up, little wick, couldn't penetrate the $9 right away, and then we kind of hovered in this $9 range before we broke out of it again. So offering some really nice entries right here for the break of $9. We had a low of 863, so it would have been a bit tough on this 5-minute candle to find support off of. You probably would have based it off of the 9 moving average, but looking for the next 5-minute candle to make a new high. Sure enough, it was this one. We came up to a high of 951 and then consolidated back. A little bit of short traps here on some of these because of the consolidation, and especially up here where we popped up to this high, sold off, and I'm sure a lot of shorts got in here, thought this thing was totally toast, and got squeezed out on all these little pops here throughout the day. So pop and straight back down in the 5 minutes, always a bit scary, but all of these offered great little pullbacks and potential to get in and take some nice profits. So another thing I just wanted to touch on is, sounds like laundry's done, so it's late here. Obviously, I'm trying to get videos out earlier, but I got 2 kids and life is busy in my life right now. So anyways, one thing I wanted to talk about is taking profits off the table. A lot of people they get stuck in their mind of being kind of a long-term investor or holding through dips and stuff like that, which like I said before, I do have some longer positions that I've just kind of taken, and I'm trying a different style of investing and trading, but I still, in my mind, I know when to take profits. I take profits when I either see exits signs or when I just feel comfortable that I've taken some, I've seen some upside, and I don't want to get greedy. I want to take my money off the table, because that's how you build your account, and that's how you're able to get into other trades. So along the way up here, if you catch a nice pop like this from a low of 768 and you get up to $9, what is the motivation to really stay in this trade? Why not sell, take your profits, and then wait and watch for another entry? Now, obviously, if you're a super seasoned and experienced trader, you can you've got a nice cushion built off of here. You could hold it and go through and catch the next pop, but at least sell some of it off of this big move up and set a stop loss. Bring your stop loss up. Let's say you got in here in in the 7s. You'd move your stop loss up here to 850. Kind of capture 80 cents of that move. So your stop loss is up. Sell some of your position. Pop over the $9, and even if you came here and you came back to a low of 863, if you had an $8.50 stop loss, you still would have been in the trade with half your position. And if you wanted to, you really could add to your position to pop back up here to a high of 951, right? So you'd be looking at, if you added over the $0.50, you'd have caught another $1 move to the upside. So lots of opportunities along here to take profits, but the idea is don't just buy your whole position. Now, it all depends on your position size. If you're buying 300 shares, you're not going to sell half your shares into this kind of move. You're probably going to catch the upside and take your profits right off the table and maybe get back in with more shares or less shares, depending on what your account's like and your confidence level and what you're seeing happening intraday with the price action and with the volume. But for the most part, if you're trading with 6, 7, 800, 1,000 shares on moves like this, why not start scaling out of the position, sell a quarter, sell a half, sell a quarter again, let the last quarter ride. Because even if you did that and you let the last quarter ride and you did manage to catch the rest of that move all the way up to $11, the rest of that move would make up for all of your little sells along the way, and you would have a massive profit gain from this whole capture. So and you would have been in the trade and got to watch it and play it and go through the emotions, obviously, of pullbacks and really focusing on the level 2 and seeing where you're at and seeing where support and resistance levels are. So a bit of food for thought. Obviously, these trades are one of a kind, but they're not one of a kind in the sense that they don't happen all the time. We see trades like this happen. We see 100% moves go, I would say at least twice a week we see a move like this. Last week was a bit choppy in the markets, but it's nice to see a big move like this. I think we saw the week before that was FNBC, I believe, 2 days in a row, 200% moves, 2 days in a row, like unreal gains, unreal price action, and really nice clean setups along the way. Like I said, again, a bit jealous that I didn't play this, but you know, the whole thing with watching a chart go, I like to have the level 2 up. I like to watch this. I like to see where the pullbacks are. And I write down my entries and exits and down on paper. And I literally just will paper trade something like this if I didn't get in, and then see how I would have done. And you know, be honest with yourself. Don't say, oh yeah, no, I would have got in here. Oh, I would have gone in there. Take realistic entries and exits on your paper trades. Don't be greedy. Stick to your trading plan. Stick to your rules. Stick to some of the things that I've preached about, right? Profit taking. Don't let your emotions take over. And also looking for good consolidation and good pullbacks. Consolidation is built for entry, right? And pops are built for taking profits. So don't try and jump in on the pop. You want to get in on the consolidation with a set risk versus reward based off the low of, you know, some sort of previous candle or previous support level, or also your risk versus reward. And then on the pop, the whole point is to get in on the anticipation of the pop and then take your profits, right? Or sell half, like I said, scale out, and then wait for your next pullback, and then base it your next support if you're going to find a re-entry, and then take your profits again on the next pop. So you just kind of want to step these all the way up as far as you can go. And if you are unfortunate and you think it's going to keep going and you lose a bit or give back a bit of profits on the downside at the top here, well, you were able to catch multiple moves on the way up. So that's a little bit what I got to say about profit taking and you know, just kind of different trader theory going into these trades and coming out of them. So any questions, obviously feel free to comment, email me, like, comment, or tweet, however you want to get a hold of me. But you know, I'm always open to answer questions. If I don't have the answer, I'm more than happy to find it for you. Got a great pile of resources behind us right now, looking at these trades and talking about them and finding support levels and resistance levels, and you know, got a good bit of back and forth going with the chart guys, Dan and Jason, about this type of information, and looking for other patterns and inside bars and stuff like that, you know, in different styles and different time frames. So again, yeah, that's really all I got for today. So it's late and Friday tomorrow, so Friday long weekend here in Canada. Obviously be wary of the trading. Friday trading can get a bit wild. I tend to not trade on Fridays, but you know, like I said, I'm trying to get back on my NASDAQ account and get that rolling again. So I will be watching the market for some sort of grade A setup. All right, have a good night.